Welcome back, everybody, to EVO 2018, live from Mandalay Bay, presented by Cygames. We have just swapped the commentator block, so now we have Prague, Rinj, and myself, Sumichu, here to bring you the Tekken action. So let's get started.
I think we're going to be joined by James Shen a little bit, but he's getting into old man activities at the moment, so, you know, he'll be here soon.
Old man activities?
Yeah. He was talking about entering because it was the year of the old man. Henry Sen winning, Arturo winning, Alex Valle.
Yeah.
He was regretting being behind the desk.
And speaking of old men,
What we got?
Law.
Law? Yo, top three. Yeah, I don't know. Law has definitely been rising in the ranks in terms of the tier list, right? Of course, Jimmy J. Tran famously with the top 3 Law quote, which pissed off Rip to no end. That was a great hop kick right there, right? Actually able to crush the low.
I think this is a really interesting match because Just Frame James and Koi-Face Miles are both pretty well known in the Tekken scene, right? And Koi-Face Miles actually has a win in the Tekken, you know, the E-League team Tekken 7 team takedown. So it's pretty awesome.
James is also Just Frame James is also super good. He was really well known for his Yoshimitsu in Tekken Tag 2. He was the best Yoshimitsu player in the world, as said by Saint Evo Champion.
And it's funny because the last time I checked in with Just Frame James, he was playing the Bears. I don't know what he was trying to experiment with or whatever.
I don't think he likes to play normal characters. James's style is that he wants to be the one playing a character that's awkward and make you play to his style. Even this character, Law, you know, he's really well known for his awkward point-blank game. He's very strong with his fast pokes. He's really good with his backdash game. He's got super good lows. And it's really tricky even for a character like Alyssa. One thing that's really in Miles' advantage, though, is that Alyssa, as you can see, she's got a real good in and out game, which is very frustrating for Law. Law always wants to be point blank if he can. Nice setup, by the way. Versus Miles will try to back and forth if possible.
Is your mic live?
Yeah, of course.
They can hear it.
Okay.
He wasn't just talking to us.
No, I'm not going to try to make you repeat all of that. That
was amazing because I was going to say, Spooky, can you please turn on that mic because that is some amazing content.
I've been playing this game a lot. I was fortunate enough to make semis at Defender North recently. I ended up losing to the guy that got 3rd place. But
James is going to be joining us shortly as well.
Nice. And here comes James. Awesome. Enjoy, everybody.
I think we need Spooky to stay on the mic.
Spooky drops the Tekken knowledge all day. The thing about what Spooky said, right, Just Frame James not wanting to go with the standard characters. And, yeah, Law is different in this way, too. Despite having, like, being up on the tier list, right, Jimmy J. Tran thinking he's a very good character, he's still pretty underrepresented at top-level play. So I think that's a good pick for James.
It is a good pick for me.
Oh, you're a Law player now, bro?
Welcome,
you're about
James.
the Marshal.
Sorry, just came over from Street Fighter.
Rinj said you're up to old man things.
Commentating Street Fighter.
Dude, I was commentating Street Fighter with Seth Killian.
Oh, was I wrong?
It was hell, man. It was hell.
You were so right.
The reads.
You want to talk about Seth Killian being an old man? Listen to this ridiculous story. So last night, I see him at Citizens, the restaurant nearby. He's grubbing with like 1 million people. He's got literally a posse with him, okay? And so I come down here at like 6 in the morning to get set up, and I see Seth roaming the halls. And I'm like, Seth, did you go to sleep? And he says, no, I have to commentate in 2 hours. I'm going to take a nap. See you later, Spooky.
Oh, my God. That is
Seth
crazy.
is definitely a monster.
What a guy.
Hardcore, man.
I'm definitely feeling that. I also did not get any sleep last night. There was just too much stuff going on. Everybody was like
it's
all
Evo,
over the place.
Baby.
It's
Yeah, it's the way it always is. You just have to sacrifice it. I'm definitely hopped up on Red Bull right now. I'm going to tell you right now, okay?
Yeah, I definitely haven't had a Red Bull in a couple of hours, but when I did, I think I drink about 3 at the same time. You know?
it's not bad.
Back to back.
If I start sounding a little loopy, you know, at least you'll know why.
We know why.
Okay.
We know why. So Just Frame James just took that set right there. So
it's 1-1?
It's I believe it's 1-0 right now.
Oh, 1-0. Oh, my bad.
But that was really close because they were both 2-2 in that round. So.
Right.
Yeah. Koi-Face Miles, of course. I believe from Arizona, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she goes to SoCal a lot, though.
Yeah, she does.
I see her going to SoCal a lot.
Oh, really? Okay, because she challenged me to a fight on Twitter at one point in time.
A Tekken fight?
No, it was like a real-life fight. I think she said she was going to like body slam me or something like that.
Because
so, yeah.
regardless of whether it's Tekken or real life, you're going to get bodied.
I'm going to lose, yeah.
I don't mean to put you on blast, James, but I definitely think I saw Koi-Face Miles at Wednesday Night Fights, but like more recently than I saw you at Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Like,
This is actually true.
I don't mean to put you on blast.
Actually true. It's
So
far for me, man. It's a far drive for me.
She was waiting at Esports Arena, bro. You didn't meet her in the parking lot.
Oh, man. Come on, you know better than that, Rinj. There is no parking lot at Esports Arena.
But don't expose the strats, James. Don't expose the strats. Yeah, of course. Settling back down, we got
great
low parry from Just Frame James.
And he's got the rage active as well.
Wow.
Trying to go for the hop over mix up.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, Sumi. You probably do, actually. In Tekken, once you get the back, it's unblockable, right? So, yeah, that's what he's looking for there, the shenanigans with the hop over.
Right.
But what is it about Law that more Law players do it than anybody else? Like, I always see it kind of
So with Law, what's really nice about the Law setups, right, is that his knockdowns, I don't know how to explain it that well, there's a longer tech roll time if you set up the right way. So because he has that extra tech roll time, there's either the hop over setup, if they tech right away, you get a guaranteed launcher, or there's actually the cross-up delayed kick setup that you'll see Rip use all the time. Okay. That was very good for finishing the round. It doesn't give you anything guaranteed after, but if you need an extra 20 damage to finish them off, it's a good way to close it out. Completely unblockable, by the way. You can't do anything.
Yeah, as a Street Fighter player, players would do that to me online, and then they would jump over me, and I'd be like, oh, empty jump. Let me block low. I'm all smart. And then I get kicked in the face, and I'm just like, I am not.
There's also a 50-50 there. You know, if you choose not to get up because you're afraid that they'll go for a setup, then they can get a guaranteed OTG on you. They get extra damage.
This is not fair. We need to get Spooky on the camera here. Yeah, he just wants to be here with all of us.
I'm not important. Don't worry about me.
Don't say that.
I think he's actually the most important.
Probably, have you experimented with Tekken at all?
Of course. I actually used to play way back in Tag.
Okay. So, old school here, yeah.
Well, I mean, Tekken was one of my first fighting game loves. And parents' basement playing Tekken 2 with a good friend of mine, so playing Lei Wulong of all characters.
All right.
Also, are you one of the people like tweeting at
Harada
and getting mad about
because
that all the time?
I don't want to deal with that because he looks like he could just power bomb me through like 8 tables at once. So I'm not about that life. I'll just play Violet at this point.
Okay, fair enough. I saw him walking around the hall, and I just looked at him. He looked at me, and we just kind of did that nod thing. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
That's so sick that you mentioned that, like, Tekken was one of your first fighting game loves, right? Because I feel like Tekken is finally rising to, like, the spotlight that it has been deserving for quite a while, right? Especially with Tekken 7. I've never heard a more positive word of mouth for any fighting game, right? Every person I talk to about Tekken 7 has nothing but good things to say. Was that the end of the match, or was it?
No, she had a nice comeback too, actually.
Okay, so yeah, final round. But yeah, all I ever hear, of course, the only tournament at EVO 2018 that increased in numbers from EVO 2017.
Right.
And honestly, Tekken was always Street Fighter and Tekken at EVO.
Yeah.
Like, those were the games.
Right.
Those were the games. And then Tekken just kind of disappeared. And now it's back here with 7, and it makes me happy. It feels like all is right in the world.
And somehow it always delivers in Grand Finals.
Yeah.
Like, the Grand Finals is always something you don't want to miss.
Right.
It's always crazy. Yeah. But this year, what I'm really hoping for is, a little more diverse finals, especially a more diverse Grand Finals, because last year it was an Echo Fox Grand Finals, right? So I'm hoping, now that we've had the game out in in the U.S., in North America, and also in Europe, and because Asia's had it in arcades. So now that we have it out all over the world, I'm hoping for a little more diversified Grand Finals and top 8.
U.S. players were only able to play it at Wizard World events at first, right?
They brought the arcade boards to Wizard World.
Right.
And since then, since the full release of the game and more people just really getting invested in the Tekken World Tour in general, we have seen more variety of winners, right? It's not just Saint and JDCR taking every tournament now. The Knee is the one dominating currently, but we've seen Jianding win CEO.
Well, Knee's not even here.
Yeah, Knee's not even here, so yeah.
Well, I'm a little sad right now because James won the fighting game, and James should never win fighting games. But Kawaii Face Miles did lose that match, so Just Frame James is going to move on. But here we're seeing ESC Christina going up against Kazunoko. Kazunoko.
Esports ecosystems, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
That's Lap Cheese group, right?
Yes, it's Lap Cheese group. Yeah, she's also from Canada, a hitbox player. She doesn't play on the standard hitbox layout. She actually plays like on WASD.
Oh.
Yeah, like WASD are the arrow keys.
Seal of approval. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, she's got a pretty wild Ken.
Yes, a very crazy Ken.
Yeah, we saw earlier.
We saw a match with. Were you guys watching the match with?
We were on the jump off. I think. She just walked up and did the EX uppercut.
Yeah. And then, but she was also playing against. We saw a match against Shotgun Lucy Minoa.
Oh, okay, I did see that.
Yeah, and that was a Mika Ken match, and that was going crazy.
The slobber knocker.
Yeah, but it looks like Kazunoko's going to take it over Christina here.
Let's talk about Kazunoko for a second. This man realistically has a chance to make 3 or 4 EVO top 8s.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The guy
How is that real?
We were talking about, me and Seth were talking about this because Kazunoko just has this weird ability to like not really disrespect you, but he just like
he imposes his will.
Yeah, he imposes his will, and he just knows how to do that in the game. Like
so good
this is my way of imposing the will in Dragon Ball. This is my way of imposing my will in BB Tag. And so I don't feel like he has to learn the games as detailed as everybody
I agree.
else.
I like to say that Kazunoko doesn't lose that character select screen, right? He always picks what's best for him. He always figures it out, and he quickly implements strategies that gets him through pool play, and is also effective at high level.
Yeah, even during the last block of the jump off, we were talking about Kazunoko and running with Yamcha.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people were like, you know, why Yamcha when Vegeta's out there? And it's like, he wants a faster pace.
Yes.
Yamcha lets him do that.
Exactly. So. And he developed, that strategy is so good for pool play, right? Against the average player. You're going to get overwhelmed so quickly with just Super Dash Yamcha.
In general, right.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're hopping into some Smash here with Cosmos and I'm sorry, I can't see that. Suinoko. All right, and
from Japan. Okay.
Yeah. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Cosmos considered one of the Bayonetta slayers?
Well, I know he's definitely one of the players that has been on the come up, top 10, I believe, in the PGR ranking this time around. Just got signed by PG as well.
Right.
But yeah, one of the elite players. So
strongest Corrin there is right now, right?
Feels like the only one.
the only Corrin player.
What's the state of Diddy Kong like? Do you know? Because I remember he used to be a menace.
Definitely got nerfed a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, the character still has a lot of tools. Okay. Great design. So nerfs didn't hurt too bad.
Even right before Zero retired, he was still using Diddy Kong, right? And he was still winning with that character a lot.
Diddy Kong just seems like one of those characters, right? That like his kid allows him to be good even after toning some things down.
He'll still be impressive, right?
Yeah.
Almost sounded like you said his kid. And I was like, wait, Diddy Kong is the younger one. Oh, no, his kid.
Yeah, if my man Diddy Kong is already having kids, I think Donkey needed to have a little bit of a talk with him.
Spent a little bit too much time with Funky.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Trying to keep him off the stage.
Oh, man.
Diddy Kong,
are we going to get any of this BB Tag on the jump off
probably. Yo, you saying Zero actually reminded me of something that I need to tell the stream.
So
that's trouble. No, it's not. It's not. I promise. I was having dinner with Super Noon and Nakia.
I heard about this.
Okay. So you heard about this.
Wait,
so,
I haven't heard
all
of
right,
this.
so we were at the Irish pub here in the beautiful Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. And we sat down to eat. It was me, Nakia, on Super Noon. And a person that was sitting next to us immediately rose from their chair. You could tell they were taking in the Vegas, if you know what I mean. They're a little bit inebriated and whatnot.
Okay.
And he stands over me and he was like, "Oh my God, you're Zero to Super Noon."
Oh, okay. I did have another to hear this story.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh my God, you're Zero, right?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm not actually, like, not at all." He was like, and the guy wouldn't take no for an answer. He was like, "Oh no, you're messing with me, right? You gotta be Zero." And like Nakia was like, "Nah, man, like he's really not." I was like, "Yeah, look at the back of the jersey," because he was wearing his NRG jersey, right? And he was like, "Oh, sorry, man." He was like, and then he was like, "Are you guys ranked?" And we were like, "We're not Smash players." Sorry. That was a little bit of a heartbreaker for the boy.
It happens.
Oh, it's really funny.
And by heartbreaker for the boy, I mean Super Noon, not the guy that did Zero.
Oh, cool. We are getting some BB Tag.
You asked.
Is this
Koji Khan?
Yeah, I know right now that Ultra David is smiling and
I'm mad that Ultra David's right.
He's grinning right now because this is his team right here, the Tager Waldstein team right now.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, all right? You were like, yeah, he thinks Tager Waldstein's like the best team in the game. And I was like, okay, Ultra David, you told me Swamp Thing was dope. And now we see Koji Khan wrecking everybody.
Yep. And,
you also mentioned that on your Ultra 10 TV stream, right? That's when he talks about it? Yeah.
He's super happy about this team right now. And,
oh, my goodness.
Dude. It's so crazy
ridiculous.
Because it's like, what's the weakness of grapplers? It's usually they can't get in or whatever like that. But like Tager has EX Spark Bolt, which is like the best projectile in the game. It costs meter, but it's super good.
And look at my man Waldstein's arms.
Dude, yeah, I know, right?
He's always in.
This character destroyed me in Unio, and now I got to deal with him here. I mean, this is not cool at all. But he's going up against Dora Bang, who got third place in Blaze Blue in the same year that was that crazy Galileo Dogura match. Yeah.
Dogura, that was the heartbreaking second place for Dogura, right?
Yeah. But man, look at this. Dora Bang is going with Hazama and News. So this is actually a very ranged team here. Oh, Ultra David is sad.
He didn't even get to activate Resonance, dude.
And of course, the BlazBlue Cross Tag top 8 is going down right now. You can tune in to twitch.tv/Evo if you just want the full BlazBlue Cross Tag experience.
I thought I heard David make a fart noise. Oh, okay, sorry. You know what?
That's why he left us behind, man. Yeah. He's getting into fart analysis full time. He's done with fighting games.
All right, now we have some Street Fighter with Problem X and Bonchan.
Oh,
wow.
This is a good match.
Man, and again, Problem X probably the strongest player from Europe right now in Street Fighter V.
And interesting, he's going with Bison rather than Abigail in this Nash matchup. I guess the Nash would have some benefits that he wouldn't have against a lot of the other characters, right? Just being able to keep Abigail at bay with the booms. His anti-air game should work good against the shallow jumps of Abigail as well, just because of the way the scythe kick hits.
And look at that. Problem X taking game number 1, looking pretty solid here right now.
Now, how's Bison's pressure against Nash?
I mean, it's really good because Nash is one of those characters, I believe. He doesn't have an invincible reversal without super, and he doesn't have a 3-frame button, right? So in situations like that, I mean, Bison's offense is very overwhelming. He has big buttons that do gray life and that are plus on block.
Yep. I think it was in Season 1, Bison players liked this match already, even when Bison didn't have a 3-frame normal.
And Nash was even better.
Yeah, and then now Bison has a 3-frame normal, and Nash never got one.
Yeah. So again, the roundhouse, the down forward fierce, both plus on block, both build the gray life of heavy normals. He also can chip with Psycho Blast over and over again, very annoying. And Bison, of course, that Slayer type dash, the teleport as well, going to be able to get through the booms if you space it correctly.
And that EX scissor kick is going to get him in a lot of time, plus on block. And look at this, Problem X with a huge life lead right now.
Yeah, Problem X is a grinder, man. Been very consistent lately.
I said this on a previous jump off, like he is an inspiration in my opinion because he travels all the time to Asia, to America.
You told me that PXP stood for
Problem X Productions.
Exactly, I did not know that beforehand, so he was self-sponsored.
Before when it was PXP, Problem X, that was because he sponsored himself.
That's super
That's how you got to do it.
You know, Bonchan is a really, big name in Street Fighter and a great representative of Japan. And Problem X is actually on match point right now. And this is winner semis? Well, it says semifinals, so.
Yeah. I would be very surprised if either of these players were in losers already. But honestly, how this tournament's gone, there's some players who I would expect to be in that are just completely out of bracket.
There are so many upsets across like all the games at EVO this year.
Yeah.
It's the way it always is.
And shout outs to Aqua putting Hook Gengar into losers, man. That was an incredible match. You see the harassment. That's 3-frame stand lagging into the Psycho Blast. Psycho Blast again. Just chip damage all day.
Yeah, Bonchan, I mean, I know Red Bull has been touring them all around Japan recently, too. People are showing up in droves to go and play some Street Fighter V with Bonchan, so.
He definitely seems like a fan favorite. Oh, wow. The D-Trigger 1 stuff. EXs into EXs.
Oh, the other side. He's going to be able to scissor kick and take that. And you know what? But, I mean, look, Bonchan, if this is indeed winner side, which I believe it is, remember, Bonchan got sent to losers in like the first round by Andy OCR from Southern California and then finished 9th.
Exactly.
And he lost the MOV to get into top 8.
And getting back to the Dora Bang versus Koji Cog match.
Look at this 1-1 now between these two.
Dora is in full control. He's got to pop that resonance. Yeah, get the health back, please.
All right. Just going to block that. And, you have to deal with all the mix-ups once you block that new super.
Yeah, I believe push blocking does cost 1 meter in the game as well. So
he got him. Nice
this is so close.
That was a good block, and this is going to do some damage there. Oh my gosh. But Waldstein does a lot more damage than you. Oh, they got him with the anti-air.
Keep him
done, yeah. So
look at that.
And don't forget,
it's 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it's 3 out of 5 now. Starting at semis,
yeah.
because the pools went a lot quicker than
people expected.
Were expected. So Wizard was like, all right, starting semis, 3 out of 5. So here we go.
I mean, this game, you can shout out to the kill stage. You can explode.
Wait. Hang on a second. I thought I heard that fart noise from David again. No, I'm just kidding. Not happy that Koji KOG is going to be I mean, we're psychically linked, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's got an implant in your brain.
Exactly.
The Ultra Chen when it formed.
Now we have Sako versus Shine here, and I'm a big fan of both of these guys, actually.
Yeah.
I've said this in my last shift, but I'm a big Ibuki fan, so these guys are both, they're both near and dear to me.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sako has some history with Ibuki as well.
I know Sako got upset earlier in the tournament, so this is definitely a loser's bracket match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shine's been performing real well lately, too. You know, he is kind of inconsistent, but I think lately he's been really getting it together. However, Sako, I mean, he's a legend in his own right,
right? Of course, right.
And ever since he picked up Menat, I feel like he's finally found a character in Street Fighter V where he can express himself.
Right.
And that's like a big thing with Sako, right? He has these combos that literally no one else can do as successfully as him.
Right.
Like, yeah, he is an execution god.
Yeah, my favorite was in Street Fighter 4. He was our Cammy inspiration
yes,
at first,
I loved watching Sako's
And then
Cammy.
after everybody started using all of his combos, he was like, I'm done. I'm not unique anymore.
Exactly.
Screw this. I'm going to another character now. So.
Yeah, man, for sure. And yeah, with Menat, of course, with the orb setups, there's so much to learn execution-wise, right? There's so many weird situations to convert from fully, and he knows all of that. All the optimal confirms.
I don't understand it. It's so crazy.
I think that's what's cool about Menat as a character, right? That different Menat players shine on different aspects of the character. We see how lame Justin Wong is, how good he is at using that stand fierce to keep his opponent at bay. Infiltration, real good at mixing up the orbs.
And dashing.
Yeah, and dashing and whatnot. And then we have Sako, right, where like if you get touched and his V-trigger is active, you are done. Like his mix-ups and his confirms are too good.
It's crazy to me because I play Menat a little bit. And I found out, like, you have to throw orbs all day in order to get the opponent to do something. Justin never throws an orb. He never throws an orb, and somehow people will open themselves up. And it's like the craziest thing.
What did Justin say?
Nice.
He said, yeah, he actually got it in there. What did Justin say? He said he respects Chris T because he came over and just played his lane Menat. He said he ran the seconds down below 10 every round. And he's like, and he just wanted more.
Well, Chris T was playing stronger, very strong earlier today. Sent PR Balrog, the loser's backer, in a Psy Games team kill, unfortunately.
Who are the cheerleaders supporting?
They're just standing in the middle.
Oh,
right?
wow.
They're just in the middle. It's fine.
They should have split them in half, you know. And
that's like something.
Nice overhead. That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
Oh my God, Shine is about to take this first game if he can get the stun on Sako. But good defense from Sako, and now the orbs are activated. Stays in the front.
Whoa.
And you know what the
funny thing is?
A lot of people. Oh my God! Really? What? What? No!
You're kidding me.
That's not possible.
I've never seen that.
He knew exactly how to do it with every orb he had left.
I'm telling you, he has found the character he can express himself.
I'm going to throw off this headset and just walk away. I'm just going to walk away, man. That was ridiculous.
That would not be the first time that happened this weekend.
Fair enough.
Man, what's something I'm really becoming interested in when it comes to fighting games and how players competitively are approaching tournaments is the outside influences that they're looking at in regards to keeping their focus with play, right? And like it comes into play with like the side games cheerleader support, right? Like how does that affect them mentally? Like I really want to know like the support of that. And we see like Goichi having the Ramune in his stick, right? Constantly like popping a little bit of candy in between matches. Like there's a lot of things that people are doing outside the game now that they're trying to hone themselves inside the game. Tokido, another one, right?
The tape measure.
The meditation.
Oil King, same thing with the meditation.
XSK Samurai. Like, there's a lot of people that are valuing these outside influences and getting better in the game.
Man, things are not looking good for Koji KOG. Looks like he's about to be sent to loser's bracket right now.
Yeah,
oh, wow. He went for a Hail Mary.
The Resonance is still up, but he needs the hit. It's gone now.
Oh, no. Okay, that was smart from Dora. Basically, he let one character get hit and then the other.
Super smart from Dora. He's going to be advancing to winners finals. Let's go.
Right. And look at this. Shine. No. Shine. No.
Oh, don't get too greedy.
Yeah, don't tilt.
Watch out for that orb. Oh, God, Sako's always planning that orb. Sako's use of the orb is so good. Oh,
there you go.
See, I like that challenge because after Menat does jumping roundhouse, she loses the orb for a lot longer than any of her other jump attacks.
Oh, Kid Viper.
Let's go, KB.
I need LASIK, my man. Who is it? Oh, okay.
Dude, me too. Trust me.
Who said I need LASIK?
Me. I definitely do. From here, I was sitting in Prog spot earlier. I got that monitor right there. This one's a little tougher.
I have the contact lenses in.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. I need LASIK again. Is what I need.
Kid Viper, of course, one of the finest Guilty Gear players in America, right?
Actually, you know who was in his pool and said, I'm gonna go in that pool and I'm gonna forfeit, but I just want to say hi to Kid Viper because I'm a huge fan of him.
Who?
Lucky.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I really like watching Kid Viper play as well. The way he approaches fighting games is just like, I love hearing him talk about fighting games even more so than playing.
Socko's.
This is so close.
Yeah, no, 1-1 here
been going back and forth.
Shine. All these, now we're past most of the pools. Now we're here on all these semis, so we're definitely going to get some crazy close matches.
Right.
Ooh. Back to back on him. All right, Shine.
Shine at match point now to be able to eliminate Socko if my intel was correct, that Socko was sent to losers already.
Shine has definitely been stepping it up, man. We saw him compete against XSK Samurai at that E-League series and made him look pretty free, which is not something easy to do at all. So yeah, Shine, if he keeps playing like that, I mean, he can definitely seal this game and move on.
Now, well, he's down in this round right now. I like the challenge against that drill. Definitely a negative situation.
Oh, he didn't convert. That B-Trigger 2 is so cheap, by the way.
I haven't seen a lot of Ibukis do the command dash to stay in front. Yeah. A lot of people are getting good at blocking that now. I feel like it's time to elevate to the next level.
Come on, Shine.
Are we supposed to be unbiased here, Sumi?
No.
Come on.
Excuse me, this is the jump off? This is casual here? Spooky, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm an Ibuki fan.
My man, Spooky, Shine goes to the next level. You're not going to find any help, James.
Yeah,
you're cooked.
You can't try to use Spooky for backup here. That's unfair, man.
Well, Spooky is the best backup. Did you see how he just carried us through Tekken?
That's what I'm saying,
He carried the heck out of us through Tekken.
Because he speaks in that New York accent and just sounds that much more authoritative, right? You know?
Yeah.
I have that like totally California accent, and like no one totally takes me seriously, you know?
Totally.
Like, whoa.
Oh, that's a gnarly setup right there.
Oh, did you confirm? Nice.
Gnarly's my favorite California word, if it even is a California word.
All right.
Shine.
That always looks so cool. I love watching that.
Ooh. As a Fong player, I don't.
He stayed in the front that time. He didn't go to the other side. So there you go, Shine. Chasing down. This is
so
it.
Close. This is it.
Oh, no. Oh, you got the horn, but it was too far away. Didn't get the
get off me.
He busted
out.
Uppercut. Shine on, you crazy madman.
Oh, man. That was a really good
Prog is giving James the thumbs up right now. Oh, my God.
Oh, is this Alioun versus Fenrich?
Ooh.
Oh, no, this is Fame. This is Fame versus Fenrich in cross tag.
This is the guy who won CEO, the only American player, and he's up 1-0 over Fenrich.
Oh, yeah, as you mentioned, only American player in cross tag top 8.
And I had to experience this. He challenged me online one point in time and kicked my Fame. Yeah.
Why would he do that to you?
I don't know. After he beat me,
he's James. Everyone wants to kick his butt.
Dude,
honestly,
so after he beat me, he gives you that rematch option. I went no, and then all I did was type in the chat LOL, and then I walked away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Fame's a beast, man.
Oh yeah, multiple games. Like I think that's also one of the most interesting part of the bracket. Basically, like every screen you look at, with the exception of like the Smash games, and we'll see Leffen in there, but like everyone is a monster in more than one game.
Oh yeah,
right. That is so true.
It's crazy now how good everybody is, and it's so hard playing this many games.
It's
so hard.
It's hard to play one game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like we're here sitting trying to talk about all these games. These guys can play these games at a high level. It's like,
I mean,
all right.
What's even crazy too is that there are some players like Tokido, who's known to be a great Soul Calibur player, and every game he's dropped everything just to play Street Fighter.
It's true.
Did you see the Jin's trade?
Awesome.
This is such a close match still. Both players being very careful.
Oh, gonna activate. Oh no, okay. Ow, that Jin super. Snipe him. But he's not dead yet.
The push block in the super was tied.
Oh yeah, he's still alive. He's still alive. Building on light. Now you have to be careful with your assist. Yeah, he was trying to snipe the assist. He's trying to do it again. Oh, what a
there you go. That was sick. That was so sick.
Yeah. Great timing from Fenrich there.
That was wild. So yeah, this is the other side of winter semis, right? To figure out who faces Dora Bang.
I think, in Winners Finals, yes.
Yeah, you mentioned Fame, definitely a threat in multiple games, right? He was actually one of my favorite Dragon Ball FighterZ players when the game first came out. Yeah, I loved his Blue Vegeta. Oh, you're coming to us. What's good, everybody?
All right, so
you can see how intense I look right now. I'm like pulling on this wire here because I'm like so involved. I wasn't even talking into it.
This is like the first shot of all four of us, so let's do a formal introduction. Welcome to EVO 2018, the Jump Off, where there's nonstop action. I'm your host, Amichu, and I'm here with James Chen, Prog, and Ringe. This is I'm actually super hyped to be here because I've talked to you a lot on Twitter, but never met you in real life.
First time, yep.
Ringe, I see you all over the place.
You've never
I've never spoken to Prog ever.
I've been a rare spawn recently.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been to anything since the Fall Classic, honestly.
Look, Prog knows how I feel, okay? Prog knows how I feel about him, okay? When he got the Cannon Award that one year, that was
you cried, right?
That was my big cry that year. That was my big cry that year.
I cried that year.
Yeah.
I cried this way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have a ton of stuff here at EVO. We have all the games, but we also have a ton of booths here, including an EVO merch booth. But for those of you who are watching from home, which I hope you're watching from home, otherwise why are you watching from your phone here at EVO? There's a ton of merchandise here: tees, tanks, pins, hoodies, hats, backpacks, lanyards, jackets, glassware, and more. And you can also pick up that merchandise at evomerch.com. For those of you who are here at EVO, you probably missed out on a ton of great stuff because I heard that stuff sold out so quick, right?
I got my joggers on right now, fam.
All right, somewhere got the snapback on.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
And now we have to talk about BenQ. How awesome is BenQ? Like,
so this is
everybody
basically
knows the BenQ.
This is the tournament standard now.
Right.
Yeah, we had a previous tournament standard. It was called the EVO monitor. That's not the case anymore. Now it is the Zowie BenQ monitor for everything. Every event uses these monitors now.
Right.
Yeah, they got their own booth here as well. Big ups to Zowie and BenQ supporting a lot of the fighting game community.
You know, I don't even know if people talk about this enough because a lot of people at home, they play fighting games and they're like, I'm having trouble winning and stuff.
They're like,
you might actually be using a really heavy display laggy monitor. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I'm just going to stop talking.
All right, guys, we have more action coming to you real quick. We're going to jump to a break.
Nissin Cup Noodles.
Oh, look at my big boy eating his veggies.
New Cup Noodles, very veggie, with a full serving of veggies.
Saturday, August 11th, Body Count Fighting returns with a series of exhibition matches in Dragon Ball FighterZ. That was sick. Street Fighter V and Tekken 7. Featuring a Dragon Ball FighterZ title match between NLBC rivals Hook Gang God and To Kill Sage. Then, Joey Fury returns to defend his Tekken 7 championship belt in a title match against Wade Gamble. Oh no! And while Smug is on vacation with the championship belt, 8 of the best players in Street Fighter V will enter the ring to prove they should be the next BCF title contender. Who will win? Watch Body Count Fighting 7 on Saturday, August 11th on twitch.tv/BC Fighting at 5 p.m. Pacific to find out.
Welcome back to the jump off here at EVO 2018. We're jumping right back into some BB Tag. Yeah. And actually, you know, James and Prog actually spoiled this because we're doing time. We're doing time step right now.
Me and Sumi were chilling. We were trying to ignore all outside
This is all
factors.
my fault.
They spoiled the end of this match.
It's your fault, Prog.
It is.
It's all right. If you at home do not know, we will not spoil it for you. Fame96 is up 2-1.
Yeah, and he is the only U.S. player. He is in the winner's side right now. This is the get into fight. Dora Bang in, and it's not looking good for Fame right now.
No, not
whatsoever. It is not looking good.
Yeah, and you guys talked a little bit about the concepts in terms of meta when it comes to the Japanese and the American styles, right?
Ooh, look at this. And then the burst punish. The burst punish.
He was brought himself all the way back into this game.
Is he going to be able to take this character out here? Does he? Oh, he's going to activate the super. Is it enough? Yes!
Ooh, kills him off. The rest of his blades is dangerous.
Yeah,
The pops
there it is. But wait, what happened? What? Those, that's the chin crash. You can't see that move.
You really can't.
It's not fair.
Man, Jin's so good.
He actually DP'd that quick overhead by you. Use overhead thing is so fast.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
I'm sorry, hide.
When we had first tuned into this match, you know,
he did it.
Fame was super far behind, and then he managed to completely turn the match around.
Dude,
that
Fame
is wild. Over the pride of Osaka. Fenrich. Wow.
Oh, look at this. Is that Big Bird sitting down? I can't tell because of the hat. Nope.
Oh, that's Luffy.
Oh, it's Luffy.
Cien versus Luffy. You know what?
Oh, man.
Back-to-back Evo champions.
Yeah.
Back-to-back Evo champions right here.
What part of the bracket is this?
Far.
Yeah, for sure. Luffy still sticking with the Mika.
Appreciate my technical commentary here.
I always appreciate your commentary.
Aww.
Nice check.
Into the corner now, too.
Plus after that. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, Sanders really, I feel like he studied a lot of Fujimura to really kind of get his Ibuki back up to the top level now. And he got, second place at Combo Breaker?
Yeah. A lot of the Ibuki players were kind of questioning the character's viability after the nerfs, right? And they're like, maybe I'll explore somebody else. And then Fujimura was like, nah, this character's still ridiculous as hell. And I'll show you all how to play her.
I remember on paper when they saw all the nerfs, they nerfed a lot of the V-Trigger 1 stuff.
Exactly.
And so everyone was like, this character's done. And then they didn't realize that V-Trigger 2 was so broken.
Good. Yeah, man. You can confirm off of it with the target combo. It's a great cancel from a crouch forward.
It confirms off of the instant overhead too, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that actually makes it a lot cheaper that a lot of people don't think about, it's a 2-bar V-Trigger, and she can combo into her V-skill and use it in footsies.
You know how mad I get when Ibukis get 2 shurikens in one round on me?
I've seen 3 before.
Whoa, nah. I would actually just leave. I wouldn't. That third one, I know it's always coming back.
Oh, man.
Oh, how he actually got off the kunai, man. Not too much mix-up. Didn't time that correctly.
Yeah, but that was also to kill time just so he didn't get stunned as well.
Right. Good point.
Oh, boy. She might be dead, actually.
Yeah, this is the move. This is the move that earlier today, TK Breezy was watching this, right? And then he was like the opponent had so much HP, but it still killed them.
Will it kill?
And TK Breezy literally just took his headset off and walked away.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. The EX Giant Swing, baby.
You know how they've never said beam me up, Scotty, like ever and stuff like that? Everyone always says my thing is will it kill, but I always say is it going to kill? You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't say will it kill. Is this going to kill?
Oh, stunner. Gets rid of that shuriken mix up.
I'm glad you're aware of what you say.
She's
Most
dead
of the
again,
time
by the way.
I don't.
Oh
my God.
That is actually insane.
Oh, that
was the end.
Spooky had said earlier that it does like 220 damage or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
ridiculous.
it is a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, Mika, you know, has kind of fallen off in terms of character usage, you know what I mean? But we still got people like Luffy showing how viable the character is, right? Her footsies are, I feel like, a little unorthodox. Like, her footsies aren't as obvious as, like, someone like Cammy or something like that.
It's a lot of gambling,
right?
I feel.
Yeah, but, like, the buttons are still pretty good, right? The crouch medium kick, the stand medium punch, very easy hit confirming the EX Peach. But we got Smash 4 on screen now.
Well, we still have Street Fighter.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
We still have
Yeah,
Street Fighter going on right now.
to me. Is he fighting Birdie? He's fighting Birdie because I see the banana
Damn.
peels, right?
I don't know. You know, a lot of the Smash players who've gotten into Street Fighter are still learning the first time how to do a chord circle forward motion. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know in this game you can still do it just like forward and B, but it does better damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, true DP.
You know, as someone that has only played Smash for Wii U on like a very casual level, Diddy Kong's recovery is a total, it's a total mystery to me. Like,
yeah, like the fact that he goes all the way under the stage.
He was under the stage in the middle, and he still made it back onto the ledge.
Yeah, that's what Diddy does.
That's what he does. All right.
You just have to accept
You're like
it.
completely desensitized to it already. You already just accepted it like it's just a thing. It's like death and taxes at this point in time, you know?
You know,
like, yep.
when you play low tier long enough, you realize that you're just gonna have to accept a lot of stuff that you don't want to.
What are you talking about? You play Fang in Street Fighter V.
Exactly. This is season 3, which is just as bad as season 2, which is just as bad as season 1.
I think I said that on streamer earlier. Like I was like, you know, a lot of times the low tier players get rewarded by the buffs, And after season 1, I was like, don't worry, Fong players. I bet you'll be rewarded in season 2. And then season 2 came out, and I was like, oops.
I'm still waiting, James.
I will say, Fong is on the character select screen more in Street Fighter V than Ryu is.
That's true.
Ryu is more on the character select screen here in Smash than he is in Street Fighter. For some reason. The true DPs. He's got a bunch of tools in this game, right?
Oh yeah, the up tilt is like super strong. Yeah.
Bear right there with a nice knockback.
He's one of the most entertaining characters in Smash 4 as well.
Oh, what did he turn around?
Bounce him off the floor. And the life lead right now is huge for Diddy.
But the rage is a factor, especially a good up tilt or a Shoryu.
Just kind of staying away. Oh,
we poked
him forward.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, that's it.
Oh, man. Can't jump.
All right, Diddy Kong.
I mean, even if he didn't jump, I think maybe that it didn't matter at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, try and force him to the corner.
So high.
Yeah.
Oh, back to this. We've got Gouda going up against Heiho. Gouda, look, a lot of the Japanese players, one of the things we were talking about, the difference between the U.S. and the Japanese players really like to use the cross combo system, not just for combos, because at first it looked like it was a cool combo extension kind of thing, but they figured out how to use it in neutral.
Right.
So kind of similar like in Infinite, where you're dealing with like Dante lockdown, it's like, okay, I'm going to block all this. And
so you see right now, Gordeau's attacking, and now Ruby comes in. Gordeau was chilling back there to protect him if he needed to.
Right. When this game was getting discovered and cracked open, right, that's what a lot of people said. They were like, everyone has Soul Stone. Like, that's literally what you can do. Yeah.
Oh, man. One character left. No Resonance Blaze available.
Oh, my goodness. Gordeau and Ruby, too. So oppressive. And this isn't the only Gordeau Ruby team in top 8. Of course, Kazunoko also rocking the same team. I'm not sure if he's still in.
Those two characters are powerful. If we keep seeing that team on there, would that be Gordeau and Ruby Tuesday?
Oh, no.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, well,
thanks for tuning in.
In the words of D1, back to the match. We have Street Fighter with F-Champ and MOV right now.
A lot of people don't even remember F-Champ was top 8 last year.
Yeah. Definitely an under-the-radar result.
And his match versus Tokido was the closest one I think that Tokido had in top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, F-Champ is just, no matter how much he focuses on other games or focuses on other ventures, whenever he comes back to Street Fighter, man, it's just something about his Dawson that's so unique.
It's annoying.
Yeah, he's just, I feel like it's that experience with a very fast-paced, like the versus games and whatnot, that just gives him such a wider perspective on the angles he can attack from with Dawson, especially in this game, right, with access to Yoga Stasis and overall more mix-ups than Dawson's ever had.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's going up against MOV, who was also in top 8 last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the one that beat Bonchan to make it in the top 8.
With the Chun-Li.
Yeah, both of them using the characters that were supposedly had their legs cut off.
Yeah, right.
So.
MOV using yet another Chun-Li costume that I didn't know existed.
This is a great costume.
Yeah, it does look really nice, though.
You know who needs another costume?
Fong.
Just win Capcom Cup then.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I want to see the Prague skin.
I have no idea what that would be.
You wouldn't just put yourself like Mena? No.
There's something about this costume, this Chun-Li costume, makes me think of those old Chinese kung fu movies, with the flowing.
That's a punish indeed.
Ooh.
We're getting the V-trigger as well.
Oh, is he going to catch in time? Was that a safe jump?
So.
No,
safe
jump. Oh, he tried to throw. Yeah, okay. I don't think he was expecting to block the first part of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Big jump in. Is that enough? Oh, my God, it was.
That was crazy.
The Master of Vampires.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's legit what MOV stands for.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And here we have the stage where it's like the terrain where nobody wants to fight.
Yeah, and actually,
so they're just waiting. They're actually
super
just
disadvantageous for Zane as well, because Armand's going to keep pulling turnips, looking for a bomb, a Stitch Face, anything he can get to add some extra damage.
Because the Stitch Face does the most damage,
right?
Yeah. And the bomb is just a bomb.
Yeah. Nice down tilt usage. Getting underneath the forward air.
Armada going for the repeat right now. He won Melee last year.
Yep.
Right?
And he has to make a loser's run, too.
So this is losers top 8 qualifier. That means that Armada beat Mewtwo King, right? Because they had to. Okay.
Wow.
So Mewtwo King finished in 13th. Loser of this gets 9th.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And Mewtwo King was the winner of the last Smash
Wait,
Summit,
this is
right?
losers bracket?
Yes, this is
Who
losers.
put Armada in losers?
Swedish Delight.
Swedish Delight.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
That was a big upset.
That's
that was like
huge.
maybe like 2 or 3 hours ago.
Oh,
That's where like everybody over there was like going
Oh,
insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Evo,
Armada
Evo
doesn't
put it on
lose.
Twitter.
Armada doesn't lose unless it's.
Where's Mango and Leffen right now?
I think both of them qualified in winners, if I recall. I'm not sure. I haven't seen.
What about Hungrybox?
Hungrybox, I think, as well.
Oh my God. This could be it. If he could take out Peach right now, Armada might be done.
Bruh, the Melee Evo champion not making top 8?
And remember, don't forget that
Can you hear the USA chant?
Yeah.
Marth is the combo king, right? He can take you out so fast with one good sequence. Oh, he made it back, but you know, too much delay, too high percentage.
Nice.
Tried to
There you
tech.
go. That's it.
Man.
He missed the tech.
good.
I know he's going to be kicking himself for that one later. But Armada's hopes and dreams are still alive. Armada, Mango, both looking for the 3-vo, trying to join some league company there.
Look how relieved he is, to have made it into top 8. Can you imagine if he didn't?
I've seen Armada lose more times than I would care to admit. And when he does, he takes it to heart. That's how you know that someone cares so much about their craft.
You know, that's always the thing is the players who want to win will never be as strong as the players who hate to lose.
Right.
You know?
That is a cool quote, an interesting perspective. I would definitely like to talk to both sides.
I've never thought about that before, actually.
I would like to talk to players of both sides about that.
I was going to mention a real-life like sports comparison, but I'm just going to trigger everybody in the chat, so I'm not going to talk about
all right.
it.
Well,
All right, so you're just going to allude to it and then not even talk about it?
Exactly.
I feel like we got a pretty knowledgeable sports jump off right now.
Talk to me, James. What's up?
I was going to say that right there, in my opinion, God, I'm going to make the chat so
Come on,
mad at me.
man.
I feel like that's the difference between Jordan and Kobe and LeBron. Okay, I just said it.
That was a big conversation, actually. Yeah. Because people were saying, when LeBron punched the blackboard or whatever, you put your team out of the risk.
Right. Exactly.
So
well, he's West Coast now, so who cares?
I mean, he's definitely not my boy, even though he's on the list.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't gonna say. You know what I mean?
I feel you, Rich.
But
there's some fist bumping going on right here behind the scenes. You can't see it, but.
The Knicks fan will enjoy his low tierness still.
And there's another perspective when it comes to fighting games that I also like to talk to people about. It's like not focusing on winning or losing, but focusing on playing your best. Right?
That's the K-Brad.
Yeah, that's the K-Brad. Yep. We've seen a couple of like the Japanese players allude to it a little bit in Dragon Ball FighterZ. They say like we play to not make mistakes, right? That's our priority number
clean.
one. Yeah, it's a clean play rather than doing anything to win.
And you know what the funny thing is? When we say that, like play to not make mistakes, you know who that makes me think of? Mike Watson.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Dude, when he used to play, there's like two kinds of execution, right? There's I can do crazy combos, and then there's I never
won't drop
mess
anything.
up.
Right.
And that is Watson. He uppercutted and fireballed and just played as simple as possible to make sure he never messed anything up.
I think that's one of the big conversations, especially in Smash. Everyone's talking about trying to figure out what is optimal. And to me, I don't care how much damage you can do potentially. I care that you're able to do that damage consistently. I'll take consistency any day.
Dude, if a combo is harder for you to do, like if you land it like 50% of the time but does like a little bit more damage, do the less damage one, because overall over time you will do more damage with the easier combo.
Yeah, for sure. That's a cool way to look at it as well. Yeah. More of a macro picture than a micro.
Right now we have F-Champ on match point here.
Yeah, we are jumping around for sure.
All these matches are ridiculous right now.
They are going back and forth. I mean, like that last BB Tag match that we watched was pretty back and forth as well.
You trying to push the pace? EX Lace cancel.
Wow. Oh my God, that was sick.
No, you hit a button again.
He kept doing it. Yeah, he was committed to the button press.
MOV staying alive. I thought it was done for him.
I have no idea how F-Champ can play with sunglasses on. That would just totally throw me off.
He plays a lot cooler, I'd say.
Plays a lot cooler?
Yeah, he just looks a lot cooler.
Okay.
Looks a lot cooler. Oh, again.
Yeah, that back fierce is such a problem because of the priority system in this game.
Exactly.
Right.
He's timing it so well.
Oh, he got the teleport over
Look
there.
at that
Perfect
damage.
timing.
Oh my God.
Trying to fake the teleport.
And that's the best part about it too. Is like Dhalsim has never been look at that damage character until Street Fighter 5.
Look at that damage. Look at that mix-up. Things you never said about Dhalsim until now. Look at that mobility.
I love that they turned him into Sentinel. Just instead of flies on the other side of the screen all day.
Burn it up, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that pop off.
Is this winners or is this losers here?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
This man F-Champ always does good at Evo, man.
Yeah.
He always does good at Evo.
I think he really has like that competitive spirit that kind of fuels his adrenaline to win.
Oh, yeah.
There's those players who always step up in the big moments, and Champ is one of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're back to this match. Basically, the last match, what happened was that Guda had a pretty strong lead, but you know the other person I can't read. Oh, Heiho. He actually brought it really close, but then you know Guda actually ended up edging it out in the end. So now they're even, and this is losers. So I mean,
man, that's right.
You're fighting for your tournament life here.
I mean, that cross combo tech, right? Putting you in a sandwich with somebody like Ruby or Godoro, and then having Gordeau have a command grab. Like,
that's exactly what just happened.
Yeah, that's the stuff, bro.
You're prescient here. Oh my God. Oh well, you know what? God, Ruby, man. I'm just glad we don't have the audio up right now for this character.
Are you hating right now?
Yeah.
I think slightly. Slightly.
Man,
I got the biggest look of disapproval from Sumi. I'm scared.
Well, not only that, but like, I mean, this is top 8. You're gonna expect to see Ruby, right?
Dude, did you see the Grim Reaper hit from behind?
Just keeps doing the Grim Reaper. It's so good. Grim Reaper. It's so good in the crossover.
You're so hyped for it right now.
Like
this is the giddiness of a top tier lover. Right?
Yo, I was exactly gonna say that.
That's full screen, right?
I mean, pretty much.
Like pretty much.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's so nice. I was on the jump off with Prague last year, and he told me, I was like, you know, Prague, you need to come over to the top tier, right? Like, I want to convert you like I've converted many others in the past. And he was like, nah, the trash is in my heart. I have to stay low tier forever. The trash is in my heart. That's going to stick with me forever.
I have taken strides.
Oh, yeah?
I have taken strides.
Okay.
I'm playing Jetta now.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, an MCI?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jetta's mad cheap in that game.
Well, it looks like Heiho took it.
Yes.
Otashi.
Yo, look at that CEO Otashi shirt.
Otashi, one of the strongest L-Felts here. It's like him and Lost Soul in America.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Teresa, of course, one of the finest jams in America. We talked about the 3 jam gods earlier, Doran, Teresa, and Lox.
And when Teresa lost to, shoot, the name escapes me all of a sudden because I want to say Dora's in my head right now.
Daru,
that's what it is, yeah. I mean, he was emotional.
Yes.
He was so emotional about that. So, you know this guy plays with his heart on his sleeve.
Ooh, great burst bait from Otashi. And Otashi has been on a roll in the American tournaments, right? I believe he won Texas Showdown, has done well throughout. He also got robbed in his Kazunoko match recently at CEO.
That's
and my man beat Kazunoko with the better version of Raven. So like, yeah, he is definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah, and they had to replay it because it was on the wrong version.
Yeah, exactly. It was the version that Raven was better, and he beat Kazunoko.
And Kazunoko went on to win that tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he stopped him with the 5H. RC canceled Otashi. 2-1. That's it, right?
Oh man. Oh, poor Teresa. Dude,
yeah.
This is what happened at CEO. The same kind of reaction, and it's just. It breaks your heart. Oh, I'm going to start to cry.
I'm getting emotional right now. I think I'm sitting too close to James right now. I'm getting too emotional. I'm moving over.
Hotashi also is pretty close with the Japanese players, right? He went to Evo Japan, competed in Mikado Arcade. They have a lot of fun and trash talk with each other, going back to the Anime Suite last year. So, yeah, he is quite close with a lot of the Japanese players.
Looks like Speed Kicks right now.
Now we have Speed Kicks versus Cody.
Oh, Cody, yeah, the Mishima player of America.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like it's working very well. Speed Kicks up 1 game and 1 round away from taking this.
And with the Horong, and look at the harassment. There we go. Sidestep Electra. This is what Cody needed.
Oh, I felt like he could do it. I thought maybe he thought he was going to hit the wall or something.
Oh, again. And that's the thing, right? When you hear about American Mishimas, they always talk about Cody because he's so consistent with his execution. Of course, Mishimas being the most demanding characters in the game when it comes to execution.
Ooh, no.
You got blocked, and you got to deal with the mix-up afterwards.
All right.
Oh!
Wow. That was nice.
Yeah, the wall standing 4.
Okay, so Cody's staying alive right now.
It's still match point Speed Kicks right now, so he's got a long way to go to catch up.
Yeah, but you know what? You take it 1 round at a time.
I'm curious to see know what happened in the last round. So
yeah.
And Speed Kicks, it's funny because he's staying in, right? Not really trying to get any more spacing, just slugging it out. And he's picking all these buttons that are faster than Cody's.
I mean, Speed Kicks in general, I feel like Speed Kicks is a very aggressive player in general.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's also like the kind of guy that studies like a lot. So I'm sure he has a very thorough understanding of Cody as well.
Nakiel and Reynolds.
Oh,
this is a good match.
My heart. Prog, help me. Oh, no. I don't want either of them to lose.
Ringe is getting the James Chen feels right now.
Why?
Remember I said I was improving and picking top tier?
What?
I'm a Bardock player as well.
Oh,
you went to Bardock?
You went to Bardock.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I can't call you a low tier player at all.
You're letting a different kind of trash into your heart. Nice.
I didn't from it anyway, so.
Definitely an upgrade.
Well, look at this. So Reynolds is up 1-0, but Nakiel right now doing really well. He should be able to take out the first character of Reynolds. Reynolds, of course, former EVO champion, KOF 13.
In 2013, I believe.
I think it's really important to note that while Nakiel has an extra character, he does not have sparking.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
For sure.
You're right.
He loses, you know, if Reynolds manages to kind of even it out, he'll be at a pretty big disadvantage with the comeback.
And Reynolds a big practitioner of the touch of death with Cell. He has multiple ways of doing them, even without assist. So, he's going to pop it here? No, all right, he's going to stay safe.
Okay.
It's still a huge combo star, as you can see the damage on the medium perfect deck startup.
Why does Cell get to do everything?
He's perfect.
Hey, Prog, do you play Cell?
No.
All right.
I have to play a little bit low tier.
You can stay, Prog, since you don't play
Tien, so.
Oh, okay.
all right. Anchor?
I think Tien's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I can't do Tien Anchor.
Who's your anchor?
I was doing Vegeta for a while, but I might be going Yamcha.
Okay. I respect that.
Tien was actually my point. I actually really like Tien.
Tien's mad good, I think. He scuffed the Jordans.
Yeah. Here we go. He should be able to take out.
I think that's done. Yeah,
Yeah, energy field in the air, not risking any rolling crushes or anything like that. From that height, he usually whiffs.
I still remember when Reynolds was winning KOF. Like, a lot of people don't know he's Filipino.
Yes.
Right? They all thought he was Mexican, right?
Yep.
Because, that was always the stereotype that all the good players in the U.S. were actually from Mexico.
Yeah.
And, the audience was chanting USA when Reynolds, and I was, typing in, Twitter, and someone messaged me, he's not from USA, you idiot. And I was like, and then he put on the USA glasses.
Right.
And I responded to the guy. I'm like, he put on USA glasses. And the guy was like, my bad.
Yeah. Now, this is looking very bad for Nakiel. I think that this is actually over.
It is.
So that actually means that Nakiel is either in losers or out
I believe that's
was that losers?
No, I believe that was winners. Yeah,
okay.
winners.
That was winners. All right.
But Reynolds.
Criminally unsponsored Reynolds.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
I think that's been said a lot this weekend.
Criminally unsponsored.
We just need to say CU Reynolds. Just criminally unsponsored Reynolds.
One of the finest Dragon Ball FighterZ players in the business, as you mentioned, former EVO champion, an incredibly entertaining player, an awesome guy. Pick that dude up.
Now we have another great match between Zizzy and. Okay, wait, let me try to read this again, okay? Cygames Beast, HyperX Daigo the Beast.
Ooh.
The longest name in EVO 2018.
That's not even fair. He's got two beasts in his name.
That's what I'm saying.
It's double beast.
Well, because it's Cygames Beast team.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's Daigo the Beast, so I think if anybody deserves to have Beast twice, it would be him. Now all he needs is Cygames Beast Coast HyperX Daigo the Beast.
When you run into someone online and they got a 30-game win streak or something like that, that intimidation factor. That's how I feel about Daigo's prefixes. All those I got more prefixes than everybody.
Guarantee right now, if he was wearing a suit, he would be double beasted, right? So.
Oh no! Back to the match. I totally
just clicked.
I totally jacked that from D1, by the way. Thank you so much for letting me commentate with you, because I am totally stealing that.
Well,
for the rest of my
Daigo is gonna take it with that throw bait. There it is, Daigo the Beast. And you know what? Every year, Daigo has started at a point in Street Fighter V and just slowly improved throughout the year. But the last 2 seasons, he started at a lower place. This year, he started EVO Japan with 3rd place or something like that. And he's just getting better and better and better. So he's actually one of my favorites to win this event.
I need LASIK. Who's the American player? Is that Young P?
Young P.
Yep. Young P, the man who I believe.
Young P.
Yeah, exactly. The man who got notorious for sniping Eris online in Tekken is actually up. Yeah.
And is that Fujii?
think so.
Yes,
a gym player I'm unfamiliar with.
I definitely need LASIK as well.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, that's how I feel.
We all need a bigger monitor.
Young P is
Fuji player 1 and Young P player 2. And Young P actually able to take it. Again, Lucky
Chloe as well.
That's what I wanted to bring up. Lucky Chloe thought to be on the lower end of the character strength. But, man, in 2 out of 3, she's pretty good, dude. In 3 out of 5, too, I think. In tournament play, it's a different experience, right?
You know, not for nothing, Chloe's considered very weak in this game, especially by guys that don't really know about it. Because if you look at the tier list, like she's on the, it's like her and Gigas, they're the lowest one in the tier list. But actually, especially if you follow Junding and some of the other guys, you find that Chloe, surprisingly, even though she's one of the worst characters in the game, is competitive enough to win a major tournament. She's that good.
Tekken Gods have released tier lists separate, right? Of like deathmatch tier list and tournament tier list, because it's a very different experience playing in long sets and playing in 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, and that's where Lucky Chloe, not only if you're unfamiliar, but just in general, I think she has enough shenanigans to get her through sets like that.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the things I've been saying about, you know, it's tough playing all these fighting games. One of the reasons why is because they're good now, right? And like, it's so funny to me because listening to people talk about what's considered not balanced today kind of makes me laugh. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, especially coming from a Melee player as well, right? So, you know, an ST player. Yeah, I know. An ST player, Third Strike player, you know, Marvel 3.
Marvel 3.
Yeah, dude, trust me.
Yeah, Marvel 3 got, you know, a couple, but then, you know.
All right, guys, so we have more action coming to you in just a second. We will go to a quick break. Stay tuned.